Praying for DMX right now. Come on in, Afterthought Podcast. We live on IG. We are live on Facebook. Sending prayers out to DMX. And why not? I gotta play this joint too. Let's go. Prayers up for DMX right now. This was a classic. Follow us on Instagram. We everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube Live. Before we get started, we got to show love. Send the prayers out to the big homie DMX. Stop. Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop. Welcome to the Afterthought Podcast. I'm with the gang. We full strength tonight, too. You know, shout out to everybody on the check-in. Tiff is in the building. JP is here. Myself. Thank you for everybody on the IG, Facebook check-in already. You know, we got to get started. We got a lot to talk about. You got a lot of topics to catch up on. A lot going on in the world, but let's start with our wellness check. I'm going to go to Tiff first. How you feeling, sis? How's everything? How was your Easter also, too, by the way?
What did I do? I didn't do anything on Easter. Layla doesn't care about the holidays, so neither do I.
Layla don't care about the holidays.
She don't care. She was like, we're celebrating a bunny that lays eggs. No, I'm good. She went in her room. So she doesn't care, and that's good because there's no more pressure for me on holidays.
Right.
She's 17. She's at that age. She don't care.
No, that makes sense. My niece, you know, she's, you know, toddler. You know, she was in here with her little Easter egg basket and all, you know, giving everybody candy out and, you know. But, I mean, it's so crazy how society has got us, you know, showing love to this rabbit and candy more than Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, we will make anything a goddamn holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But, you know, I'm glad folks got to, you know, go to church and spend time. What about you, Jay?
It was good being able to just chill with the fam, you know, got to watch the verses.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that later. Ronald Isley and Earth Wind.
We got to talk about that. So I got to enjoy that with my mom and Uncle Kev. Shout out to Uncle Kev. Yo, they had me in stitches. When we talk about it, we're going to talk about that later. But I had a great weekend. Was able to catch up with a bunch of my peoples. Big Aries gang energy. Shout out to my whole takeover gang. We did it up. You know, I started feeling like I could start kicking myself off for, you know, potential birthday festivities because, you know.
When is your birthday, JP?
The 18th.
18th.
So
that's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the countdown.
I'm trying to link with him this weekend.
What are you doing for your birthday? What's the plan?
I don't even know yet. Maybe a little dinner with the fam. Food, chill out. Try to catch up with people in smaller groups because, you know, it's hard to get big groups all in one place. So it's like, I might just break my time up and be like, all right, I'm here with you today, here with you tomorrow. I'm with this crew this day, and then make it all work.
That's what's up. A lot going on. We had a good weekend, Jay.
Yeah.
It was a great weekend. A lot going on this past weekend. Comedy is back in New York City. I say that thing opening. We're gonna get to that later, but I wanted to base this episode particularly around a specific topic before we go into, you know, the fire squad and things, just, you know, shouting out different topics of crazy stuff going on. But I wanted to start with talking about showing gratitude first, showing love and doing things without wanting things in return. You know, I've been in comedy for a while, and I just feel like, you know, a lot of times I don't want nothing in return. I want to see you win. And I feel like as a culture, you know, we need more of that. Doing things, you know, without asking for anything in return. Putting people in position to win. Because I think the universe sees that. And you know what happens when you put out good energy into the universe? It comes back a million folds over. So that's something I want to ask y'all about. How do y'all feel about showing gratitude and about doing things without, you know, certain things? Not everybody, not everything, but how y'all feel about gratitude and, you know, that, right? Especially now in the world.
I mean, I'm big on gratitude. I'm a very generous person. Sometimes I overshare, you know, so you got to be careful with that, because you got to protect your energy, because people that are there to be users and, you know, get over, because you got people that are get over artists, you know what I mean? So they can smell that, you know.
Facts.
So you have to be able to know how to protect your energy when it comes to that. But at the same time, when you do give, you can't think about that either, about being used, because guess what? You know what? If someone is using you and they're not doing things with good faith and appreciation, that's what's going to come back to them. That's what the universe is going to serve them, you know, because the universe knew your intention. So always be intentional and make sure that any good deed that you do, or anything that you do, any gesture, always check your spirit before you do it, and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Because sometimes you can do it out of being pretentious and not realize it. You know what I mean?
And you be too naive about it sometimes. That you're never too old to be naive. But
that's a great point.
Check your spirit while you're doing things.
I think y'all both make excellent points. You know, we owe it to ourselves and to everyone else to continue to pay it forward. Like that's the only way we as a people continue to grow, is to understand that we have to take the lessons that we've learned, apply them, and then pass them on. Like we're no good like holding on or keeping knowledge, and then when we die and then we're done, you know, and no one knows what to do. We're in tough predicaments. I think gratitude, it's a byproduct of how you were raised, what you were around. I think a lot of people sometimes suffer with it because they've never been in environments, unfortunately, where they've been taught to say, okay, it's okay to give this to someone. It will come back to you. Your turn will be here. Things come full circle. Like some people, you know, one thing I've always heard, and I think it's important, like, you know, the difference between people who were like raised and brought up to survive and people who grew up in places and environments around, like, where they were taught to live and to love. So how you go about doing things and how you approach things will vary because of that. So
that is
gratitude.
True.
When you've had it around you and it's been like, and you know people have sacrificed and paid forward for you, like you're going to make sure, like it's not even a thought process of if or should I or maybe no. You're going to do it, and not with the idea of expecting anything in return. You're gonna do it because you know this is the right thing to do.
Exactly, and it's just you feel it in your spirit too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's how I feel. I think we'll get much further as a culture if we started from a place of showing gratitude first. It's almost like when you have a mediation, when two people are in conflict. You know, whether you're middle school, high school. I'm an educator. Those that know me working in the Board of Ed, when we do mediations, a lot of times the best way, and I'm saying mediations with students and adults, sometimes intertwined. You got to separate it and think from a place of, if I'm trying to resolve this, I need to be only focused on what I did. You get what I'm saying? And in that regard of like, if we both come to this middle point and focus on only what we did individually to make this situation, it's amazing how much you can communicate and get past something. So I just think that showing gratitude, we should take from that same keynote of that and how that is, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy, and show each other love. So I just want to start with that on the positive and then get us to something that we all watched. JP said it. I'm gonna bring it up on the ladder. The Isley brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let's talk about it. Did you see it? Tiff, did you get a chance to see it?
I didn't get a chance.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Everybody, Javon, everybody, Cinnamon. The IG is popping. Facebook is popping. If you see it, drop a comment right now. But I gotta say this. out of all the shit, you know what got me pissed off? And I bet you this, y'all can agree with me. Steve Harvey was doing too much goddamn talk. I'm sorry. We didn't need a 45-minute monologue about your fucking history with this group. I'm sorry, goodness. Steve, but this was not Family Feud, and it got to a point where I was so hyped to hear the music. I'm sweating, like, cause I got dressed for this shit. Y'all niggas is laughing. I threw on the button up. Nigga threw on a cardigan.
Shut up, you ain't doing all
that. Nigga said he took out the cocaine. It was about to be a party.
Yo, Joe wore his Jesus suit to the verses.
Listen. When I tell y'all, I was so goddamn ready, and I just, you know how you waiting for something to start, and Steve Harvey just kept fucking telling the story, and I said, if somebody don't fucking. DJ Nice was in the back, like, come on, son. DJ Nice was like, come on. Hurry up, Steve.
But Joe.
But go ahead, Jay. How you felt about it?
I just want to say what he did was keep calling D Nice DJ Nice. Instead of calling him D Nice.
Yes.
So I have it on. I'm with my moms, I'm with Uncle Kev, because they're like, oh, we getting right for this. You getting right for this. My mom go, why does she keep calling him DJ Nice? His name is D Nice. And then my uncle goes,
even your mom said it.
Oh, nigga, getting the DJ name wrong.
Wait. And then my uncle goes, hey, yo, sis, he horrible with names. Remember Miss America?
Oh, yeah. He didn't even know Miss America's name. Fucking Steve Harvey. Because you know why? Steve Harvey needs a fucking, what you call that? The cue cards. If he don't got cue cards,
he has them, Joe.
Jesus. But I ain't gonna front. When they play that for the love, when they played that, the Isley Brothers, that was my shit. But
let me tell you something.
Some classics.
He was talking for too long.
Somebody needs to say, all right, Steve. All right,
but they did, and he got mad about it. This shit was this. He was like, grown folk like to talk. This grown folk music, grown folk business, grown folk like to talk. We having fun. Mind you, the crazy thing is that the back of the whole verses smelled like Ben Gay, E and J, and Grandma Ye.
You want it even better, Jay. I raised you one. Everywhere across the country, and I'm talking all the continents, even niggas that ain't have TV was watching this shit. When they heard the Isley Brothers going at Earth, Wind, and Fire, niggas found a way to watch that shit. But when I tell you, I didn't recognize Mr. Big. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That gray shit threw me off a little bit. That didn't look like the same motherfucker that whipped that was coming for R. Kelly. Like I was like, where's the perm? I thought he was gonna have the gray perm. You know what I'm saying? Like it was going.
He still got the whole slick back.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That they could still stand up and perform, because every song that dropped, they stood up and said, "We still got this 2-step down." I don't know what y'all niggas talking about.
Yo, did you see Ernie Isley on that guitar though?
Oh, he was
playing the guitar behind his head, behind his back,
sitting on the couch. I'm like, damn, nigga, this nigga's killing right now.
I'm like, my goodness.
But the verses is showing us, I'm gonna be honest, a new way of how can I say, celebrating these different artists. Because I think from when we first started the pandemic, what was the first one? Was it Brandy and Monica? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong.
No,
that was one of the earlier ones. But like,
the first one
was Timbaland and Swiss Beats. That was the first one.
There you go.
The concept came from when they did it at Summer Jam, at Hot 97 Summer Jam. Fact. So what they were doing was they were doing a best of battle, and then that happened at Summer Jam a few years ago. And Tim and Swiss took the idea from Summer Jam, and then parlayed it into this. But the first few ones, you got to go all the way back to like Sean Garrett and
like wasn't like Neo? Yeah, Sean Garrett wasn't one. That's right. He damn
Sean Garrett and Neo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Matt, what up on the check-in? What up, everybody?
Sean Garrett and Neo. That don't even.
Neo, what up, homie? We here live Afterthought podcast. Feel free to shoot over to Facebook Live, my page, and you can watch the show live. I'm here with Tiff. JP just bowed out for a second, get his Wi-Fi right. But I ain't going front, Tiff. That type of era of music that the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire was able to produce, lot of that stuff we came up on. You know, our parents. You know what I'm saying? Our aunts, uncles.
I won Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets on the radio station because my little grown ass was trying to call for them to play Doodle Brown. Right? I wasn't supposed to be. I had a summer youth job. I'm calling on my job trying to get this song played. Right? Because you can't listen to that shit at home. And I called and got through and won tickets to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I gave them to my mom and her husband. It's
so crazy because some of the stuff. My favorite of all Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do you mind? Because I remember hearing that when Steve came out at the King's Comedy. So I was already embedded to that song. When he played that, I was like, oh.
What people don't realize about Kings of Comedy, when he did that whole bit and talk about like everybody with 4 mics, you saw Steve was itching to be like, this is my moment to be on stage with these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know. You got Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know. Somebody about to call me Thunderstorm or or Mountainside. But I'm writing it. I'm something. I'm something because
listen, they could have called him Captain Planet. All they needed was another goddamn heart, and they would have been goddamn Earth, Wind, Fire, Water.
So they tell you stuff. He looked like he had one of them Captain Planet rings on with his outfit. Shit.
Man, I want to get into something else that was on television. Obviously right now, the DMX right now, shout out to DMX. I'm praying for DMX, his family, him. I'm hoping, you know, it works out and, you know, there is some good news, but right now, you know, he's on life support and, you know, we need to just keep praying for that brother and sending our love. And it's so crazy because, you know, when you hear that interview about, you know, the blunt that was laced when he was a child, and me and Tiff were talking about that before you came in, and you know how cardiac arrest is a motherfucker, man, and it'll have you like a vegetable. You know what I'm saying? Like really not being able to function. And I think that's where DMX is at right now from overdose that he's on life support. And those that do know or may not know with life support, it's a machine that's pretty much electronically keeping you alive, keeping your organs going, you know, the oxygen being pumped. So yeah, man, if y'all could prayer. So go ahead, Jay. And then I'm gonna
I was just gonna say we gotta keep Xing our prayers, you know. Shout out to everybody. Because you know he meant so much to all of us. Shout out to the whole Rough Riders team. You know, shout out to Avery. You know, she hold it down with them. Shout out to everybody up there in the 914.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah, shout out to the whole 914, man, for sure, because he's just an integral, integral piece of our foundation growing up in the city, growing up uptown. Like, come on, like. It's just, I mean, if you had a bike, it's sad to see it
in the 90s. You thought you was part of the Rough Riders. Like I thought.
Yeah, if you had a T-shirt.
Yeah. Listen, if you was in the hood, Jay, you better know this. If you was in the hood as a kid, there was a way to make your bike sound like a bike. You know where I'm going with this. You can take the quarter water.
You take the quarter water.
Yeah.
On Gun Hill. I'm a Bronx kid. I'm talking
Yo,
Projects,
Joe,
I'm talking Gun Hill, 233rd. Niggas used to put quarter waters in our bikes, and we used to be going from school. So, like, I mean, that was a part of the culture for me as a kid. So you're right. You're absolutely right, Jay.
Man. So, and they say, and what the latest update to everything you said, which was spot on, Joe, is that they have to do a test for like brain activity because that's really what they're saying is going to be like a big determining factor of whether they may or may not, you know, continue to keep him on life support. If it is or isn't work, you know. But you know what? At the end of the day, doctors, machines, I you know, you call on whatever it is you may believe in, whether it's good spirits, good energy. If you believe in the power of prayer, pray for the man, and just continue to be like, hopefully he could pull through because it's such a tragedy knowing how he first got started and seeing how much of a grip it has taken on his life. But he's been a testimony and someone who who's been able to fight, you know, and keep fighting. So, you know, when you see someone who always fights, you kind of think, oh, okay, he'll get back up. He'll be all right. He gonna bounce back. This is what X do. And then and now
exactly what I said. I was like, this is X right here. He gonna bounce back.
Yeah,
but
it's rough.
What you think, Tiff?
It's just really unfortunate, the whole backstory of it all, and how at such a young, tender age, trusting someone, you know, someone that you look up to, and how they introduce you into the devil. You know what I mean? A demon that took over his life since he was such a young kid. And
facts.
He's a tremendous spirit. You know what I mean? Yeah. DMX is like, you can feel him when he talk. He don't just rap like that. He talk like
he's
that.
A whole vibe.
You know what I mean? Vibe. And he's just real, you know, straightforward, you know, no chaser, and you can just really feel him.
That's a fact, too.
I don't know. He's strong, but I don't know what we're praying for exactly. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what part of the journey this is. So
amen to that.
I just pray for his family and the people that love him.
His children.
His children, the people that are close to him and know him.
Everybody on the check-in, throwing the prayers up right now on Facebook and Twitter
that
too.
They can cope with this, and they can handle this and get through this. Because wherever DMX, if he comes back here on earth with us, or if he goes to the other side, wherever he goes, he's gonna be straight. You know what I mean? Because he's just a spirit that can't be reckoned with. So.
I think this is gonna be something, you know, when because everybody got a date, you know, when it's time to leave. I always talk about it on stage. Shout out to Chicago on the check-in. I see you. I'm gonna be in Chicago tomorrow, sis. I see you. But I say this to say, imagine DMX in heaven yelling and shit. Everybody trying to talk. And hey, man, where we going? Right? Come on, son. Bring it down tonight. Bring it down. We in heaven right now. We in church right now. But no, man.
Imagine his conversation with God, though. What would he say?
My man, you know, they said they was gonna hold me down. You know, you like, dang. Shout out to X, man. I hope he does pull through, and at least we get to see him speak one more time, and you know, and hopefully he pulls through. So I just wanted to definitely show love. And we got another brother we gotta pray for. Our brother Tiger Woods. I gotta say this. You know, they released a report on his accident, and I'm big on details. I'm big on paying attention to certain things. First of all, it's the second tree this nigga done slammed into. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think he needs to stay away from trees. But in particular, there was a turn that he was doing 75 miles an hour on. And I don't know, they saying cell phone pings and records are saying he might have been on his phone. He might have hit them turns in them residential areas. I used to live upstate, so I know those turns. So to look at some of the just to give you some of the breakdown of his injuries, I'm not even going front. I mean, I'm hoping he recovers. It's going to take a long time, but if you've seen the pictures, I'm looking at the report. He fractured his left fibula. His right leg was shattered in 3 places. He had a bone coming out the skin. He had lacerations under his jaw and his chin. He had bruised rib cages, and they said that, you know, it was like they almost had to cut the fucking car open to get him out. So
yeah, they had to use the jaws of life.
How fast was you going? Like in that section? Damn.
What kind of car was it? Was it small?
I believe
Was it a sports car?
It was an SUV.
It was X5.
It was an SUV.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his car. It was a car from one of his sponsorships, whether it was from the golf course. So it was a loaner car. Like, it wasn't his vehicle or a vehicle that he's used to normally driving. So
and good point. Somebody just said, Jay, maybe you could, you know, I mean, we've all been there and drive. They're saying that it was a possibly accidental accelerating instead of braking. I've done that before. But I ain't did it in a residential way. I'm going 75.
And you know, that's very possible. That's possible. What I also think. No, I was just gonna say that even in his first accident, you know, the one thing when it happened, I was just hoping, like, I hope there's no drugs involved like there was the last time.
That's what I just said. I'm like, is this nigga on a
No,
drug?
time out. Hold up, Jay. Last time this nigga ran out his house because his wife called him, and the nigga crashed in the tree in his yard. That's different.
No.
What kind of wife you got? What did she kill people? Like
I watched the documentary.
No, I'm playing.
I watched the documentary, Joe.
Go ahead. No, I'm playing, Jay.
I watched the documentary, and when they pulled him over, they showed the actual footage of when they arrested him out of the car, like the body cam footage from the cops and from the cop car when he got arrested in Florida.
From this accident, or
no, not this one. The accident before in Florida, because this accident happened in LA. They showed it in the documentary on HBO, and they did a great job. Salute the people. Salute to my home. Yo, REL, HBO, what up? Sorry, but I had to sit here and say, I hope this isn't a situation where he's been, continuing to use, or he had found himself in a situation where he was functioning, and he talked about it in the documentary a lot. Like, he's had so many surgeries because of all the pain to his back and to his legs.
Right.
From playing golf for so many years. I'm hoping that it wasn't a situation where he started abusing or using,
like depending on it.
Yes, or becoming dependent on it because he still has to go out, still play, still be on the court. And sometimes some people are so blinded with success, and this is all he's known his whole life.
That's a fact.
When you saw parts of the documentary, he seems like a very awkward person. His social skills are just awkward.
Oh, yeah. That's been documented. Yep. And
so when you have that, a lot of times, I don't know if he necessarily ever felt comfortable, and the father, as strict as his father was, the father who did and put so much pressure without putting the pressure on him. I think he's going through so much that we don't fully know or can fully understand, because to be at that height of popularity, to have survived all the scandal, all of these things, what goes through his mind, his actual thoughts or desires to maybe live, not want to live, what he has going on. It's so much going on, and it's so convoluted. You just hope to see all of these people just, if they need the help.
And I got one more. I got one more before we switch the energy to Ain't This Some Bullshit. I had to get it cleared from Tiff first, because normally we have Ain't This Some Bullshit with Tiff, but I had to let her know I have one that I gotta bring to the forefront as a group coming up next. But this last one. Our brother Deshaun Watson. When I say our brother, all my brothers are my brothers, whether I know you or not. Our brother, he's the quarterback for the Houston Texans, and he's in the process of trying to get traded and leave there. But he's got 12 sexual assault allegation lawsuits.
Make that 22.
I'm sorry, I was in Atlanta and I've been on the road, so that's 22 now. I'm sorry, Jay, 22.
It's
now
wild.
It went from 12 to 22.
And these are all, these are alleged. We weren't there, but it's stemming from services rendered by women that he hired off of Instagram models for, whether it was masseuse services or whatever. But there's women coming forth, and there was one that I heard as of today that she tried to get some hush money out of him. So it's just a bad all around situation. I wasn't there. And I would never tell a woman if something happened to not come forth. So I'm not that type. Be honest, certain shit you shouldn't put yourself in a situation for things to happen and be in that situation. So I'm not.
What are the allegations?
The allegation is 22 different women that he sexually assaulted them in the process of spending time or getting these services from him.
Or he made them.
Or he made them.
Yep. Or allegedly. Or allegedly, he he placed his genitalia around them, or when he would want them to get in very intimate places to touch, and they may accidentally touch him. He'd say certain kind of loot. It was allegedly said by one of that. He would sit here and say
saying that word allegedly. You got to keep running that word
just
back.
touch it or just go ahead and you can keep doing that. That was allegedly said from one of the accusers who spoke out. Now, Nike has just decided to suspend all endeavors with Deshaun Watson right now, and the rest of his sponsors have followed as well.
That's a fact. When we say suspend, it's different from let go. Suspend means they're gonna
not terminated.
No checks until after this is over. But you come back right now, as of now,
suspended and cut ties with. I think this is a very unfortunate situation. And the one question that I have, nothing to do with the accused, because I like everyone needs to speak their truth. Had he not requested the trade from a team with the owner that has a history of saying racially insensitive things.
Okay.
And the dynamics of that, the owner said these things years ago about keeping the said something along the lines of making sure you keep the you got to keep the slaves on the plantation. Yeah. And he's known to have had other racist dealings in the Texas.
He might not like Deshaun Watson on top of all that. He might not even like him on top of that.
But he's good. Like that angle. And so he's a black quarterback. He was using his voice to try to sit here and say, I don't want to be a part of this organization because this organization is doing X, Y, and Z. Promise me one thing, and they're like, that's not okay. And now you're fighting against an ownership, an establishment, also tied to the NFL, who we know has always been on the back end of opinions, openness, fairness. Because for generations, Tiff, they would think, oh, black men can't be quarterbacks. That's a stigma that's fairly new that had to be fought through.
Right.
And because of him wanting to speak up and speak out about that situation, and the fact that all of this came together at the point when he was really using his voice to sit here and say, I'm not okay with this, we saw all of this pushback instantaneously. Like I'm very the timing of it all just seems very shaky. It's not sitting here saying that he's innocent. I'm not sitting here. I'm not making any excuses for Deshaun Watson at all. Because if he engaged in any kind of BS behavior, call him the fuck out. That shit is whack, bro. You can't give it up like that, point blank, period. But the dynamics and the timing of how this is all played out, just it kind of rubs me. It makes me feel a certain way, Joe.
I'm hoping it works itself out in terms of whatever the resolution is. I don't like to see none of my brothers, But again, if you did some shit and it's gonna hit the fan, you got to take responsibility for it. That's life. Shout out to JP. Yo, rest up, JP. Shout out to JP Justice, my Bronx brother, OG comedian. COVID got him fucked up, right? COVID got him fucked up, but like he said, he ain't gonna let it claim him. Do what you got to do. We need you back out here.
Rest up, JP. We miss seeing you outside, my man.
We need you and DMX back. I need both of y'all. All right, for real. So that's that, man. Tiger Woods. So I want to transition to this ain't this some bullshit, which we normally do with Tiff, but I had to get this cleared for tonight's show. So like I said, ain't this some bullshit? I want to run this topic by y'all. Let me throw the banner up to give it, you know what I'm saying? There it is. So Tiff, I got to read this to you. Because this is some bullshit. I'm gonna set the precedent. There's a lawsuit out right now against Taco Bell. There was a taco eating contest at a minor league baseball game back in 2015, and apparently this gentleman that was participating in the taco eating contest in the process of, doing this thing, trying to, I guess it was, I don't know if it was the crunchy burritos or what it was, but he was eating a lot and he was doing this thing. You know how eating contests. I don't know how to break that up or make that sound even better. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga was killing out. That's what they said. The nigga was setting records and all that. And about halfway through the competition, he chokes on a taco shell and dies. I'm talking jammed in his throat. The dude cold turkey right there. EMS was there. They tried to revive him. It's serious. Now, that's not the bullshit. The bullshit, I feel, comes in where the son of this gentleman is suing Taco Bell. And in his lawsuit, y'all, he says the reason for the lawsuit is because if his dad would have knew of the repercussions and consequences that comes from eating at an eating contest, he wouldn't have participated. So I want to ask y'all. I'm going to go to Tiff first because this is her segment. I just took it over for tonight because this had to get to the forefront. Is this some bullshit, Tiff? What you think? Because since it's what you think,
that is a whole bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that.
Like $20 million. $20 million.
It's a whole bunch of bullshit because what do you tell your children? Slow down. Don't eat so fast. You're gonna choke. You know that shit at 5. Okay, at 2. Fuck you talking about? So.
The dad's fault. So, I agree.
Like you sitting there fucking swallowing burritos and shit, trying to win a contest, and you choke. That's a risk. You should
already
know
sounds
that.
like some bullshit. Sure, it already sounds like some bullshit.
It's a bunch of
what
bullshit.
Up, David?
Okay? It's a whole full tank of bullshit. But the thing is this: if the organization, wherever they were at, you said they were at a game.
It was at a minor league baseball game, and the stadium, I guess, it wasn't Taco Bell presenting this. They just used the tacos from Taco Bell or whatever the case may be as, the way the contest. So it was Taco Bell.
If Taco Bell ain't got shit to do with it, you can't sue Taco Bell. If you're going to sue the organization that threw the event, they probably can if they didn't put out a disclaimer, like, listen, you know what I mean? And you had to sign a waiver, like, listen, if your ass get carried away and some shit go down the wrong pipe and you die, that's not on us. That's a risk. Because you had to explain to the Gorilla Glue girl that you can't put shit in your head.
Great point, Tim.
You know what I mean? So some shit just gotta be said. So
that's a fact, Tim.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing about white people: they write letters and they know what the fuck to do. So they gonna figure this shit out.
I think I need to. What you said? Wait, say what you said when we pre-production when we was talking about your job. You said if that's the case, I might as well sue my job.
I sue my job for some aggravated distress because I'm tired of this shit. This shit is coming home with me. I flip out on my daughter.
That's a bit on stage. That's a bit on stage. That's funny shit.
Right now because I'm developing fucking adult bipolar. It's a lot of shit going on here.
How you got PTSD from being around white people? Just I can't. You're stressing me the fuck out. You're stressing me the fuck out. Oh, that's funny. But Jay, what you think of this, man?
Yes.
Is he in
There's nothing else to say. Yes. This is bullshit. This is nothing.
Joe, if I choke on this fucking water while we on the live and I die, I'm suing the fuck out of you. Layla?
You heard me, right? She's in there. She's in the house, right?
You my proxy, baby.
Be like, yo, if I die from a heart attack because you be stressing me out, I'm suing you and all your grandkids that come after you. Just know that.
Exactly. Unless you come with a fucking waiver and a disclaimer telling me what the possible risk is, I'm suing every fucking body.
I'm reading this shit right now. It should say $20 million, y'all. This shit is fucking crazy.
But you know what it is for me? You know what it is for me? It's the audacity for me.
It's the audacity. He's audacious than a motherfucker.
Oh man. What up?
That's it.
But that's white people shit. They write letters real quick. Oh fuck no.
Shout out to everybody that just came in. We're talking about this lawsuit. Just want to catch those like 10 people that just came in. There's a lawsuit happening. Guy eats a Taco Bell. He was in an eating contest and it was Taco Bell and he choked and died. And his son is suing Taco Bell for $20 million. So the audacity is what it is for us at this point, and it's some bullshit. So
no, we gotta change it. It's a full tank of bullshit. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's
the full tank of bullshit.
That's different. That's different.
But you know what? I'm gonna follow the process. I'm gonna follow the protocol. I'm gonna start suing motherfuckers. You know what? I'm gonna start suing people.
Yo, Tiff, you know, people to that point, there's really like ambulance chasers out here and people who make a living doing that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like people live for settlement checks. Like, how do people survive?
I'm tired of working. I'm about to do this too.
I'm suing and getting settlement money. That's what people like.
I do you one better, Jay. Remember we spoke about this last week. Tiff, you wasn't here. There's a guy. I did it on the Whose Mans Is This segment. Do you know that there's a law and there's an app tied to this law that if you are idling in New York City, those that don't know what idling is, if you're sitting with your car engine on and you run into the store, you can be fined hella money, especially in New York. But that's not the kicker. There is an app where you can snitch on cars sitting idling.
Who made this app?
Wait, that didn't even
Scott.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm glad you brought it up so Tiff can hear this. Yes, but Joe. Yes.
Tiff, this is Ain't This Some Bullshit 2.0. This ain't even the kicker. App. You find a car that's sitting there because obviously with emissions and everything, and you know the ozone layer and all that good stuff. I get it. You don't want all that cloud and smog in the air.
It's too late.
But wait, Tiff, you're gonna laugh at this part. You can take a picture of the car idling, submit their license plate number, and you know once you submit it through this app, you get 30% of the fine that these motherfuckers is about to pay.
Oh, I'm about to take pictures. Fuck it.
Oh, that shit got me so tight.
What's the name of this app?
I don't know, but I can send you the article.
I'm being very specific and strategic on who I'm reporting. I'm reporting those who report us. So that's what
he's got an interview on YouTube. If you type in "man idols tickets," he made like $9,000 off.
Yeah, I need to make $9,000.
Ah,
I'm about
who's
to do
man
this.
is that? But
fuck DoorDash. Let's do this.
Listen. Look, the pro tip is coming up, but I got it. That's a perfect segue for my segment. Whose Mans Is This? And I don't know if y'all watch sports or if you follow the NBA or if you follow anything that's Boston Celtics. Former NBA champion and NBA analyst on The Jump, which airs twice a day. Paul Pierce. On ESPN was fired from ESPN earlier this week. I sound like Stephen A. Smith. I'm reporting some real shit right now. Fired from his Disney job through ESPN and all this good stuff. He's on television twice a day, y'all. You know his check is crazy. He was seen on Instagram Live this past weekend at a party. It looked like it was a card game, maybe a bit little private game with probably some other athletes. You're playing cards, you're drinking, whatever. Cigars was out, cool. But he had the girls dancing. It was a bunch of strippers over there, and he's going live on his Instagram like he's not connected to a family network on television. I'm just. So I want to ask y'all, like I always say when somebody do some dumb shit, whose mans is this? That like you didn't say to him, my nigga, you gotta delete that. Like because somebody that's hating on you could easily, like they did, send that shit in to your boss. And now you ain't got a job at ESPN. So
you know what? I never understand about these celebrities and these people. You know, I never understand why they don't make people lock their phones up like they do at comedy shows.
Right.
Lock your fucking phone up. If I was a person like that, of that stature, you are not coming around me with no phone. You go lock shit up at the door, and that's it.
Like
Any
a Dave
footage
concert
that happens is gonna be my footage under my control, my possession, and I'll do what I want to do. But you locking that phone up. You can't bring a phone here. No phones allowed.
But wait,
Jay.
Tiff,
Jay.
To your point, hold on. To Tiff's point, this is this is where he messed up even more. He's the one that was recording it. He's the one that clicked the live on his own IG page to say, "Come look at me." This ain't
Yeah, so, no, like JP said and Sonny, you're right. Y'all both saying the same thing. Well, I got you, Sid. He got fired because he went live.
He made that choice. It wasn't nobody else. It wasn't like, oh, you know.
Like it wasn't like Odell when he got caught with the blunt. Odell was rolling the blunt and Shorty took a picture and the Giants gave him slack. That's different. This is you went on live to broadcast the bullshit that you're doing off the clock.
Maybe he wanted to get fired. Maybe he's like, unemployment is
I
good.
think so. Yo,
unemployment is good right now. Fire fucking me right the fuck now. I'm tired of this shit.
Right the fuck now, Tiff. That needs to be everything the fuck now.
Fuck this shit.
Oh my goodness, that's
and matter of fact, I'm suing for all of the other shit y'all put me through.
That's what she said. She said, act like Beyonce. Everybody got to sign an NDA before you walk.
That's a fact,
hold on. You gotta make yourself sign an NDA, goddamn it, because he posted the shit.
And he said, you know what? I want to get fired right now. I can't retire. I just want to get fired. That's it.
I want those benefits, some NBA. Go ahead, Jay.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna put some of our listeners on who aren't, and you too, Tiff, like for our non sports informed fans, like there's been issues with him for a long time where he's been perceived as like a big hater, Tiff. Like, so
excuse me.
When he's on ESPN a lot, he'll talk a lot. Like people say he talks shit about LeBron. Like he's kind of a hater because LeBron has had more success, and he would be like, I think he feels very overlooked for his accomplishments and achievements.
Got one ring. He's good. You got one championship ring.
One ring.
Listen, I got a check. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck about the rest of that.
But what I'm trying to your point, most people would feel like you, Tiff. But I think he feels very much slighted or thinks as though he doesn't get the respect he's due. There was a viral clip. Search it. When he was in his last year in the NBA, Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors, when he was playing when Paul Pierce was on the LA Clippers, there's a clip of him talking because they were playing the Clippers and he got fouled and someone was at the free throw line. And Paul Pierce is sitting on the bench, not playing, and Draymond Green screams at them. He says, "They don't love you. You want a farewell tour? They don't love you. You ain't Kobe, nigga. You ain't Kobe. They ain't got no love for you. You think this?" So he aired him out, and like, you know how they have like the players mic'd up sometimes and stuff. Yeah. So they caught it on the mic so you could hear it. And then when they panned to Paul Pierce's face, my man was like this.
Yo, Draymond Green is one of my favorites. Tolerated. He called Kevin Durant a bitch ass nigga. He said, "I don't give a damn what team you came from. You on some bit," and I think that's what broke the camel on the straws, all that. But yeah,
Draymond Green is one of these people, Tiff, and to everyone else, that don't give a fuck. Like he gonna just say what it is.
Get my charger.
But honestly, Jay,
he's been hurting ever since. He's been hurting ever since.
He has, but damn,
he's been hurting ever since.
Listen, if I'm working for ESPN and I'm on twice a day, the last thing you're gonna see me is anything Instagram live in the first place from my phone. You might see me at an event and somebody else may take a phone out and Instagram live me. But I would. So what I see also. Wait, I think this goes back to what we were saying. He's a corny dude for that. Like I'm just gonna be honest. That's a corny. That was. Yes. You didn't have to. Like, we didn't. And them girls wasn't even all that. Let's just call it. You could have had some better joints.
That's the last. You. I'm mad you said that. But yeah. but the issue for me is that was all about attention.
Of course.
That was all something where he's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And the look at me that you want the attention for isn't anything that's productive. He was like, it's counterproductive to any and everything that he's doing. And he went on, he did that, and he only had like 300 people on his live. Like you risk your whole
For
your
300
whole
people.
post basketball career,
For 300 people.
just to
So now,
show and
even in
prove.
that, they telling them he's finding out that they don't love you. You not Kobe.
Exactly.
Right.
Like you
Now you
found
find
out
out. They
today
don't
that
love
that
you,
shit was
man.
real with 300,
No.
300 viewers.
Listen.
But why risk it all? Like to our point, all three of us are working professionals.
Facts.
There's nothing, as much as we love saying what we say, and we keep it a buck on this podcast.
Keep it 100 on the Afterthought
We're not
podcast.
going on Instagram Live with a bunch of strippers behind us, like,
no, sir.
Look what we're doing today. Ha 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 ha.
It's gonna be a
It's
nigga
not
in
happening.
a tree with a long angle camera, a paparazzi nigga like the bodyguard catching me from across the island, nigga. If you gonna catch me,
I think he wanted out. Like, you can look at him and he just seems a little off right now. Like, he just seems completely disengaged. And you know what? As much as we joke with him, as much as I could be like, yo, I ain't like him. He was on the Celtics and I'm a Knicks fan. Whatever. Like, I never want to see someone,
that's a fact,
completely checked out. Like, I really do hope that he's okay. As fun as this is, but it's like, bruh, we just got to do better, and we got to move smarter.
And I think right now it's that time of the show where we need the pro tip, bro. I think at the end of the day, the pro tip is always designed. We done heard a lot of bullshit, and we praying for a lot of people. We trying to uplift our community. We talked about a lot. We still got another 15, 20 minutes left, but I got to get the pro tip in here because I feel like after all that we just heard around the world, we need a positive. Let's go, Jay. Hit us with the pro tip.
I'm gonna say something that I think is gonna encompass this whole episode, from something lighthearted, something serious, things that we need to talk about, from prayers and health and awareness. So I just want to say this pro tip is just personal, straight from the heart. On April 10th, 2014, I lost my father as he finished his battle with cancer. I want everyone to realize, men and women alike, brothers listening, sisters, if you have an uncle, father, brother, like, make sure you go get checked out. Make sure you are aware and in tune with everything with your health. I know we're going through a whole global pandemic right now. Everyone's all over the place with their feelings of, take a vaccine, don't take a vaccine. Am I sick? Is this COVID? Is this just whatever it is? Listen to your body. Trust yourself. If you go to the doctor, make sure you ask questions and and make every informed decision that you can possibly make. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our loved ones. Because nothing, like we talked about, is promised. Nothing's owed to us. You know, we talked about DMX, his kids now having to see him in a state like that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sitting here like, I'll be honest with y'all. I'll be completely transparent on this podcast. I was with my pops when he took his last breath. I watched it. When you lose someone or you lose something that is so near and dear to you, you find an appreciation for the simple things in life. We talked about gratitude. We understand why it's so important. And when those things that were instilled in you, like he instilled in me, you understand why you have to continue to do that and why it is so important. So with all that being said, I want you to remember all of these different nuggets, because those all are pro tips, and just understand, be in tune with what's going on with your body and understand how you may or may not be feeling. When you're talking with someone, talk with grace. Have a listening ear. Don't talk just to respond. Don't talk just to prove a point. And let's not address each other in shame or in hatred or in judgment. Learn to listen, be understanding, ask questions, and let's not also be offended either when that happens as well. because we have a lot going on now. We talked about this offline between whether we took the vaccine, whether we don't, how we do, we don't feel. Don't judge someone and sit there and shame them for not taking a vaccine. If you're anti-vaxxer, don't sit here and shame someone who feels comfortable with taking it because we don't know how COVID may have affected them.
Mm-hmm.
If you love someone, you're going to love them. Respect them and their opinions. Have healthy, informed discussions. Continue to be in tuned and aware.
That's a fact.
And that's all we can do. And when we do that, the world will continue to be a better place instead of the bullshit we've been seeing.
New York been on some bullshit. I've been here.
Be informed that if you eat real fast, you might choke.
Yes.
And there's a possibility when you choke, your airway is cut off, so you might die.
Yes. And if
you gotta pick one, Jay. You gotta breathe or swallow. You can't do both.
And the audacity, like again, the audacity of the kid to sit here and do that when we have so many people who have lost loved ones, lost parents.
Yep.
And you want to sue Taco Bell over some bullshit.
First of all, that's gluttony. You should not be fucking eating like that.
Right?
Because in other countries, right here in your own country, in your own city, someone can't even have one of those tacos. And you sat there and you ate like a fucking pig and you died.
He ate 96 of them shits. He ate 96 tacos.
All right, well,
97 was what
exactly.
Did
it. And that we gotta cancel that. We gotta stop. Like people gotta start calling that shit out. That's why we have this segment on this show. We gotta call it out and bring it to the forefront. Because Tiff is letting you know, like this shit is not okay. This shit is not okay, people.
Or call out something that is. We're gonna add that because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be called out. Food eating contests, stop them shits. Because even if you don't choke, that shit is like this ain't man versus food. This is an eating challenge. You get what I'm saying? Like man versus food, he ain't eating until like he's going. You know what I'm saying? He's eating a large amount of certain things, but it's like damn, an eating contest that can go on for hours, man. I get like,
yo.
My thing is, don't have the audacity to sue someone and put out bad publicity because your father engaged, and so did you, in some greedy ass shit. He was being a greedy motherfucker. And there's somebody in the next neighborhood from where you at that can't even eat.
Agreed.
You probably wouldn't even blink an eye. You wouldn't give $1. You wouldn't even give him one of those 97 tacos.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh.
You know, I need a partner. I'm gonna tag you in, Mr. Homeless Man. Come and help me with this challenge.
So true,
you know, some people just don't even have that type of compassion and consideration. They just look at people and be like, oh, you're a drug addict or whatever type of preconceived notions they have about this person that's in need, and they pass judgment. Meanwhile, you over here fucking dying from eating 97 tacos. And now you want $20 million.
It's
the greedy ass shit for me. That's that line right there. That's
it's the truth. It's the fucking truth, Tiff. You absolutely right. And that's the problem. It is and for too long, like I know we on a tangent now because I'm finished with the protest, but it's like we go with like we go with canceling things. We pick and choose narratives all the time. Instead of just trying to be thorough and consistent. If you just be thorough and consistent, that shit goes a long fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be true to you, be thorough, be consistent. It goes a long way. And to Tiff's point, act act from a place of kindness and thoughtfulness. Because on 4th of July, I always would think the same thing. I'd be like, they have all these people out here in Coney Island to watch all these people, fucking Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut, all of them. Niggas eating 800 hot dogs and shit in 15 minutes. Niggas eating 80 hot dogs in 15 minutes.
people that's starving. That's
and how many motherfuckers is at that Q train station right there?
By the
when
stop.
All the cameras is gone.
Yep.
How many people sitting there at that Q train station that need something to eat? To Tiff's point, that's real. That's real. And we here in the city, we see that all the time. We can't be letting that, like, you telling me 800 thousands of hot dogs from all these people, and we can't make sure these people go get something to eat?
Listen, that's
you
why
can't even say include in the if this event means so much. You can't say, okay, well, let's add to the challenge. Let's go every contestant go pick up a partner, find a homeless person, and have them tag them in.
You know how many homeless niggas would be hyped to get tagged into? Think about, hold on. We got a hot dog eating going. We got a glizzy eating.
Clean them up. No, but clean them up.
You gotta get a haircut first. You gotta get a shape up first.
Yo, you got to clean them up.
Getting a van and getting homeless people and taking them to the buffet and just let them eat. You know what I mean? People need to fucking eat. That you supposed to be able to eat. If you can grow food from the earth, so everybody is supposed to be able to eat.
If you told a homeless dude that he could be a part of an eating contest, he might look at you in your eye and say, you know what, it's time for me to get my shit together. I'm back in the game, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd be that motivated. But, you know, gratitude is an interesting thing, man. And that's something I wanted to, you know, base this on. Showing love. We talked about that earlier. We're coming to the end of this episode. And we're going to get to update shows in a minute. But shout out to everybody that tapped in today, the prayers and all that. But go ahead.
Nah, I'm just gonna say the same thing too. You know, shout out to everyone who tapped in, and to that point, and to everything we said. One thing I always would say is, you got to give love, spread love, and show love. Like,
listen,
those are elements,
and reciprocate the energy. You know, whoever pours into you, you pour back into them, because guess what? The same way you enjoy that energy flow when someone is pouring into you, that person needs that too. So reciprocate that energy. You know what I mean? Like, it's someone that I listen to her podcast all the time. It's free. Yep. You know what I mean? But I gain a lot. For the past 2 years, I gained a lot of knowledge from listening to her podcast. So you know what? I just subscribed to one of her other things that she has going on Patreon. I don't even listen to that, but I had to find a way to pay it forward for her pouring into me, and she doesn't even know that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you can find a way. If we can find a way to enter a fucking hot dog eating contest, we can find a way to support someone that pours into.
That's what I love it. Yo, have you been diving into them gummies though? I'm just saying.
I can't do that,
Fuck that. Marijuana is becoming legal in New York.
No, I'm saying I can't hear
it. But shout the Governor Cuomo.
My spirit is feeling good, because if I'm anxious or dealing with any pressure, a bitch be paranoid and shit.
Shout to Cuomo for that one.
Things go south real quick. You know, where's the fucking milk? Where's the milk? I don't like this.
It's funny as shit. But nah, I mean, on a positive again, I think showing love doesn't cost anything. No. You know, there's a difference in showing love. And I'm gonna be honest, this is something I gotta say. I see it in the industry I work in. There's people that will call you bro, sis, family.
That shit don't mean shit.
Like your shit, come to your shit, and still be out to get you and see your demise. So you gotta protect your energy.
The same way a person go to a bank and case that shit for years before they rob it. You gotta watch out for the bank casers, okay? Because they ain't your life.
That's what we gonna call them now, Tiff. The bank case. I like that. That's what we calling them. Because that's what they do.
Wait, what you gonna call them? Say it again.
The bank casers.
Those are the bank cases.
The bank cases.
Like, let me see how I'm gonna do this. Let me see how I'm gonna do this type of.
But yo, Tiff, in real life and metaphorically, it works. Because to your point, Joe, those people who are doing that, why are they casing you like that? Because they understand the way.
About to try to rob your ass.
And they understand the way your movements are now dictating how everything else is flowing. And they want that. They want that.
There's a good way to do that, and then there's a negative way to do that. You know what I mean?
There's
a good way because that's called
what up?
And you're being inspired by someone and you're learning.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We all are inspired by someone. We all follow someone. You have to, in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. And you have to know who the fuck to follow. You know what I'm saying?
Smart. And like you said, you can't be too naive with your energy.
Yeah.
You can't be giving. So just you can't be reachable to everybody. Everybody should not be able to reach you that easy. Your energy should not be able to be reached that at a certain time.
Access denied.
There's a process.
Oh, I'm gonna get a t-shirt. Access denied, motherfucker.
My energy is loading. My energy is loading. Shout out to Gray, my brother, on the check-in.
What up, shout out to producer G?
Gray, I gotta shout him out. We was in Atlanta. We spoke about this. I know last week and the week before. We had some amazing shows, but I think to have him perform live on that last Saturday night, them 2 shows was dope. So shout out to
Bring back real bars. Bring back real bars.
Getting it
Bring back real bars.
Listen, we got Jay. I'm gonna say this on a positive note. We might as well get into some great news. The Triad Theater is back, so I will be producing my In Living Color live stand-up comedy series, the one that I had Travis come down to at that theater in the Upper West Side of Atlanta. And I'm bringing the live music shows back. So things is a little limited, but I need the energy to be back. And I'm talking the rest of the year, I got a bunch of shit happening on the Upper West Side of Manhattan is about to get this work. When I tell y'all comedy specials, shit about to open and folks is getting vaccinated and it can't stay closed forever. So I just want to drop that. We got more live events coming here in New York. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Chicago tomorrow, y'all. I know I talk a lot of shit. I'm headlining Riddles Comedy Club tomorrow night, so I'm excited about that.
Everybody, I'm gonna be in Syracuse tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll be in the Bronx. Tiff will be in Syracuse.
Yeah.
Joe gonna be chopping it up with one of his favorite pilots. Cause Joe on the road so much. Yo, Tiff, Joe said this last
I seen a picture. That's
that's his man.
Affect my phone like that again.
That's his whole. Everybody out here listening on the Afterthought. Let me tell you something about this guy, Joe Hill. This man right here, and Tiff know too. Joe's real tally right now. Joe been making so many moves, and I respect my brother because when I tell you the man works hard, he works hard and he deserves it. But you're working hard and you're making a lot of moves. When the pilot know you on a first name basis,
let me explain that. Time out. I don't know that nigga. First of all, I don't know that nigga. I gotta say that.
That's your man, Joe. Don't do him like that.
That's my man, Fred. His name is Fred. We're going to address him by his first name. I ain't going to tell you his last name because I don't want y'all niggas asking for Fred when y'all look for a JetBlue flight.
I'm asking for Fred.
So that's
all I need to know. Fred.
No, listen. He's a G. Listen. I frequented this flight, to San Francisco, SFO when I'm going back home to Oakland, my second home / first home / whatever. And it was funny. I took this first flight where I remember him from. It's funny because I remember faces. It had to be in like around Thanksgiving time. And I flew back. Then I took a flight from Cali to like, where was it? It was coming to New York, maybe like 2 months later. And dude goes, "Hey, it's Joe. He's back on the flight." I said, I thought I had a name tag on. I said, "Did I leave a name tag on the fucking conference?" No, he was like, "You were the comedian on my flight a couple months ago." I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker." So I ain't even going for hit me with some alley shit. You want to come over here? I said, I do. Nigga got out of that first flight, right into the pilot's cockpit and was in there like, damn, this what it looks like it is, huh? All I gotta do is say, but to that point, Joe, you ain't going on Instagram Live and have to post that either, though. Me and Fred, I'm about to fly this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga, this is not flight. You ain't have to do all of that. but no, I am gonna be in Chicago. God is good, man. I'm able to put this into an ecosystem I've been trying to do. I've been on some Thanos shit. I've been traveling the galaxy, and things are starting to stay up. So it's up to me now to sustain it.
Joe bought an aviator jacket, y'all, with the hat.
And he got the aviator glasses too, Tiff.
He got the aviator glasses.
Listen, shout out to Arugas, by the way. Shout out to Arugas, black-owned spot up in North Plainfield. Had 3 amazing shows. The first one, second one was sold out. The third one was light, but it don't even matter. They showed me love. They showed Will Wright, my host, Big Mama Badass, and my guy Emerson Stripes, so much love.
When you was out there with my sis.
And so shout out to Maul. Listen, he went to college with Gary Gray, and his sister.
Word?
Me and his, so I ain't gonna front. Me and his sister used to, go to the school to visit our brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was here. So, thanks, man. But honestly, you know what was dope about the show in Jersey? Every show that was over, at the end of the show, everybody in the audience lined up to buy merch. I thought that was so powerful. And everybody got merch and waited to take a picture. Everybody that was in each show, I thought that was powerful. And it makes you look forward to comedy coming back. The writer and the artist and all that good shit. So I'm excited for what's to come. I got some good news coming up, but I'm gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. Can we talk about what's happening in less in a month from this Wednesday? Where we gonna be?
We're gonna be in Miami. That's not the all news, but Miami, yes, the crew. JP is coming on the road. The UGK, my brothers in comedy, we're producing 2 amazing shows. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, like all that shit, like all that. We're gonna be super late in Miami. 2 shows, and there is another show lined up for that Friday at another spot. Details coming where we got a spinoff 2.0 comedy show. But we got some special guests coming to that.
That's everybody in Miami. Shout out to DJ Golden Boy, Hav, I'm coming. Hav, I'm coming.
But I got some news I'm gonna announce in the coming weeks, though, that I know y'all gonna enjoy. So other than that, man, this was a dope episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, the crew was back in town tonight. Shout out to everybody that checked in on us on the Facebook, Twitter, the YouTube. IG. Make sure y'all subscribing too, because the views is getting crazy. I've been seeing them, man. Everybody's going back, listening and watching. We need more support. So of course you gotta throw that up there. We gotta throw it up the right way. If you want to support the show, here's the link: anchorfm.com, the afterthoughtpodcast.com. We got so this is how this works, y'all. If you listen to this episode, we get a penny. That's right. Small gains equal big gains. So, over time, things add up. You get sponsorships and things like that. We also have Regina Nelson, one of our main sponsors, donates to the show.
Up, Regina?
$5 every month. I got to send her some merch, a whole little care package for supporting us. But you could donate $1. You could donate $3 a month. You could donate $4. Whatever it is, this is going towards us keeping this thing rolling. And at some point, we will be taking this on the road because, the comedy's on the road. So why not have this open for the comedy? So, yes. And shout out to my sis, Tiff. I got to shout out Tiff right now. She's got some dope merch, the She merch. You got a shirt by you, sis?
I do.
Throw one up on the screen right now. I need y'all to pay attention right now because I'm waiting for the him shirts or the he shirts. But
Don't
that's
worry,
another.
I got something.
The him downstairs.
Oh, here's the hood.
You sounded like Steve Harvey now. You sounded like Steve Harvey on the verses.
Him downstairs. But go ahead, Tiff. Talk to us about She. How can they support it?
You can go on to She has a Facebook page now. It's called She Brands. So you can go onto Facebook and find me there, She Brand. Have some hoodies. I also have some T-shirts. I was
going to say, give the people on why you went with the word She and what it stands for. I'm gonna drop the link on there.
She stands for, it's an acronym. It stands for Sis Healing Every Day. I'm presently going through my own healing process. And I was just sitting one day and I was thinking like, okay, how do I get back into being creative? And I want it to be meaningful. And I wanted to be true to who I am and where I'm at. And I've always been, the type of person that's been very encouraging to the women that are around me. I'm raising a daughter. And I'm big on self-reflection and self-correction. So I'm like, okay, sis healing every day. It resonated because that's what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, I want to share this with people. Maybe I should just put it on a t-shirt and see what it do, how people receive it. And people are receiving it. And especially now during COVID, you know, everyone is dealing with a lot, you know, during COVID. And we're all healing. And not only that, everybody is on their own journey of self-care, self-preservation, you know, and we're healing from everything, whether you're healing from your finances, you know, debt, whether you're healing from being overweight, alcoholism, you know, childhood trauma, whatever it is, there's something
healing from anything.
You can be healing from everything, and you're healing every day. It doesn't, you don't get healed and that's over. You know what I mean? You like same way if you have surgery or if you break a bone, you know, the weather can compromise how you may feel. It's gonna ache, you know what I mean? Or if somebody says something that you may feel like you've gotten over, somebody may say something and it's a trigger word. Now it brings up old shit. You know what I mean? Now you got to work through that all over again. So it's not a hurry up and heal now type of thing. It's don't worry, sis. You're healing every day. Okay, so
make sure y'all support that. It's called the She Brand on Facebook, or if you go to Tiff Tanto's Facebook page, you can find it. She's always posting. I'm gonna get that brand out in the West Coast. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to some family of mine who are connected, and I think it's just good to just pass that brand around and start, you know, because I remember when Tiff was trying to get that out, and I was like, yo, you need to do it. Like, this is the fucking time to create, and so I'm interested to see where it goes next, and let's help take this line to where you can quit that job and you ain't got to sue the white people at your job for pissing you off.
I might still, because I'm healing.
Because she's healing every day. Support my sister Tiff on Facebook. Catch on the podcast with us. Inbox on the DM. But she healing everyday merch, has t-shirts, hoodies, and more, and she's expanding. So I got to show her love. And of course, come on, Jay, Lloyd's Carrot Cake.
You already know what it is. Continue. I want to sit here and thank everyone seriously real quick on behalf of my entire family. You know, after we lost my aunt in December, the love and continued support that you have continued to show to my family, to the bakery, to the legacy of Lloyd and Betty Adams is extremely appreciated, and we love you and we thank you for that. We had a great, super busy holiday weekend. Everyone getting their Easter and Passover desserts.
Was flying out there.
So I just want to say thank you for your continued support and your continued love. You know, Lloyd's Carrot Cake, 6087 Broadway. We in Riverdale. Also, we have our East Harlem location, 100th Street, Lexington Avenue, between 99th and 100, right across the bus barn. We got the cake. We got our healthy drink.
That's where I used to hang out at, JP.
I told you, Tiff, it's in your hood. I think I mentioned that. And you was like, for real? I was like, he got one in the Bronx and one in East Harlem.
Yes.
I used to hang out right there on the hill. On that.
Tiff, I got a story for you when we get off of here about how I used to hang out there on the hill.
There you go.
JP, we probably know each other from back then.
That's what I'm saying.
I think so. I really do. Because I went to 171 and then I went to 99. Like
Hold on. Y'all this gonna bug y'all out. Me and Gray went to school. We went to John B. Rushworm on 135th and Madison. It was a school where they filmed Above the Rim at. Literally. Yeah. We lived on 136 at the time. We were going to school in Harlem, but this is like 4th and 6th grade. That's a middle school right there, where Tupac stabs Bernie Mac at the end of Above the Rim. That's
Joe. Right? Joe, now that you mention that,
hold up,
you might know my cousin.
The Kennedy Center, that's the basketball game where the Above the Rim the movie starts. And they're playing ball at. I took fencing and played ball there. Like, first of all, niggas ain't know fencing myself up.
I played ball in Kennedy Center too. Joe, shout to Hirsch. Hold on, we got to shout out Hirsch. And we're going to talk about Kennedy Center. Hirsch is my OG Hirsch know what it is. Ephesus basketball, you know what it is.
In like 96 at some point. Didn't know we gonna do a
Kennedy
podcast
Center parties.
Years later.
Shout to Hirsch. Shout to Hirsch. A good brother who did so much for everybody uptown. Real talk.
So make sure you support that. Support the She Healing shirts and the merch and the hoodies. I'm waiting for the He brand. It's coming because I'm gonna wear the hell out of that. For now, I'm gonna give it to the ladies in my fam. Let them hold it down, and I'm gonna tag them on it and have them do a video.
We also do so bath soaks and foot spa sets and everything made with
Mother's Day is coming up, people.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is coming up, people.
Be giving away something for Mother's Day too. So
yes, and Father's Day too. Father's Day as well too.
I had men buy foot spas for me too. Athletes.
Get it.
You gotta.
I need that.
Soak their fucking feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
we got that.
We got some. What up, Kev? What up, Imani? What up, everybody that was
Uncle
checking
Kev.
in? We got some guests starting. We got the guests coming back. Special guests, of course.
Yes.
We've had producers, music artists, influential people, poets. So yeah, we getting back to having some guests starting back next week for a nice span of 4 or 5 weeks where we got some interesting guests, new guests, and 1 or 2 returning guests that's going to give us some updates on what they've been doing. But yeah, man, this is what we've been doing. Afterthought Podcast. This is our 33rd episode. Did y'all know that?
Wow, Patrick Ewing,
33rd total. The whole podcast. 33, baby.
Let's go.
When we get to the number 100, we're gonna take a shot on. We'll take a shot. Yeah.
I'm ready to do that at 50. Shoot.
It's about that time. In the words of a famous poet, my sister Natalia, it's been fun, but real niggas gotta run. So
I like that. I like that.
Say what it. Go ahead.
Remember this: a people without knowledge of its past is like a tree without roots. Thank you to the legend Marcus Garvey. Never forget that.
And on that note, y'all be safe. Continue to stay, socially distanced. Wash your hands. And we're gonna be all right. It's going on a year, and I think we got to get used to these norms. Wearing a mask, being cognizant of things we're touching, and being around people as much as you can. But for real, I thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been the Afterthought Podcast with your girl Tiff Tanto, JP Campbell, and your boy Joe Hill. We will see y'all next Wednesday. You already know the vibe.
And make sure you chew slow before, so you don't chew slow.
And on that note,
in case you didn't know.
Where your mama at?
No, where your auntie at? Where your auntie at?
It's been Afterthought Podcast. We out of here, y'all. Peace. Hey.